not invest? Why must we be a tenant forever? We'll be a tenant in our home, we'll still come to the Western world, we'll remain a tenant. It doesn't make sense. Real estate is very good to invest because that is, you're like building a stronger thing for yourself in Canada. Real estate is a great investment. When things happen, when you invest in real estate, you can always pull some money out to do whatever you want to do. In those days when we used to buy properties 27 years, 26 years ago, when we sell our homes, we make $10,000, $20,000. And we'll be very happy we made so much. But real estate is now something you invest in. If you decide to sell, you make a lot of money. You can cash out 70,000, you can cash out 100,000, you can cash out even as well as 3, 4, 500,000 from it. That's a lot of money. Whenever you invest, you grow. And when you invest, you make your community a better place for you to settle in. Why I am talking to my own people about real estate, because they say it takes a village to raise a child. And we all have to be part of that village that is going to be raising part of the child to raise a village. We all have to come together as one strong community to build our community. Whatever we take out of our community is taking us down. I do real estate, and why you guys should patronize me and let me be that guide you need to get into real estate is because, number one, a lot of people out there will not tell you how to invest. They are only interested in seeing what am I going to make from this person? What am I going to make from these people? But what my own concern is, I want to be that child. I want to raise that village together with every one of you. I want to leave a footprint where they will say, okay, because of her, we were able to get the right direction to do this. Real estate is a good time right now investing. Yes, the interest rate will be high, but it doesn't matter. When God says, yes, it is time for us, we can do it. I am talking to you about it today so you can understand that anybody can do it. You can invest. For new home buyers, I know it could look like it takes a lot, but we don't need to start from a big property. You can invest as low as 5%. You start from a condominium, you buy your property for less than $500,000, you put a little money down, then you can grow. You don't really have to be a Canadian citizen or be a landlord to be able to buy real estate. Once you can have your down payment, you're good at buying real estate. I don't do only buying and selling. I encourage people because you have to, a child starts to crawl first before you run. You can start from leasing. We all know leasing is not very easy in Canada right now. It takes a lot to lease a property. I can guide you through. We can lease a property, start from there, and later move on to buy. But I will greatly advise that buying is good if you have the money. If you buy your home, you can even use the home as an investment in property as well. Let's assume you buy a small 3-bedroom townhouse with a finished basement. You can rent the basement out and put a little money down towards your monthly payment. Whoever is living beneath your property can help you pay your bills. So real estate right now in Canada is a very good thing. Invest with me and I will guide you through. There's a lot of things a lot of people will not tell you out there. Whether you have a good credit, a bad credit, whatever it is, I can take you to a good lender. Not just a private lender, a bank that will hold you. A bank that is not going to break your back. Because I've seen a lot of real estate agents. They convince you to come buy with them, come sell with them. When it's time to get a mortgage, they let you down. They let you suffer trying to get a better mortgage. And at the end of the day, they take you to their family and friends to go become a bill lender. And we all know that bill lender is very expensive. It's not easy to manage. That's what breaks a lot of backs. So I will definitely make sure I get you your dream home. Then we can give you a mortgage that will not press you down. Real estate is a good investment. We should all get up and do it. Thank you all. And if anybody have any questions to ask, I'll be more than happy to answer your questions regarding investment in real estate. Okay. Okay, go ahead, please.
I'm asking questions just to drive the conversation. So you said something about not having, I don't need to be a citizen or a permanent resident to go for real estate. Can you expand on that? Because I have read something that I have to have well.
Yes, what I wanted to say, sorry, I wanted to say, even if you just came to the country as a landed resident or you are a refugee claimant, as far as you can put enough down payment, then you're good enough to buy a house in Canada. It was a slip of tongue.
In other words, you don't need to have PR. So let's say I'm a refugee claimant. I have my work permit.
You have your work permit,
PR.
yes.
I can go buy a property.
Absolutely, but if that is going to depend on how much you're putting down, you can't put it down. You can't put a down payment of 5% or 7%. It's going to be a little bit higher than that because of your status in the country. You want me to explain better? Okay. A refugee claimant can buy a house in Canada, but that is not going to give you the opportunity to put 5% or 7% like anybody would do. You're going to be looking at 20%, 30%. A student, yes, can buy a house. A student that has a work permit in Canada, you can buy a house, but you have to. Your down payment is going to be a lot more than a PRO or a Canadian citizen, a first-time home buyer.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
You also mentioned that even when you have a bad credit, it does not really matter. But we are saying where that become a kind of an obstacle, people that have bad credit. But by the time the bank started checking your record, just like also Monkey said, then these are the things when they are profiling you, they want to know, they want to be sure. Even if you have the full money, you have all the money to pay in. At the end of which, then if you don't have a good status for the bank to risk, inputting their money, and also then you don't have a good credit. So don't you think that that is a kind of an obstacle or a challenge?
I don't think it's an obstacle or a challenge. That's why, according to our Nigeria way, follow who know road. When you follow who know road, you definitely get what you want.
Okay, can you just tell us, we are here in the house now, how do we go about it?
Even if you have a credit of 400, once you have your down payment and you go for the house you want, let's assume you want to buy a house of $500,000, you have your 10%. You can buy a home. You don't even need to. We can even take you to an A lender. This is what we have put together. Because I personally, I want to be that voice for my people. I want to be able to help them out. Because we don't need to mention. We have been in Canada. We've seen other communities grow so well. What do? They're not going to tell you what they do, but somehow, we are able to buy big homes. We are able to drive big cars. They will all live in a one room, 20, 30 of them. After some time, when everybody goes their way, they all go buy their own home and they become a home owner. So definitely we can do it. Your credit does not matter when it comes to buying a house. It is your pocket that matters.
So whenever you have, so she works with a mortgage agent, the mortgage agent will be looking at your numbers, right? You look at the numbers, you look at the credit. In this scenario, you do have to put a larger down payment down, more than 5%. However, it's just to get you into the bank. So the A lender, which is usually the bank, then we have the B lenders, which are other financial institutions, like established financial institutions, that actually work with people who are in the low sixes, low fives, low 400s. The issue is not, the thing that people get caught up with is the fact that my credit is not there, I can't afford to buy a house. That has nothing to do with it. It's who's putting the papers together. And it's very true. Behind the scenes, like there's no, everyone is black, so I can say the Jewish has a community of lenders that they can go to. Those lenders is what you put on paper versus what's reality. So the real estate agent and the mortgage agent will put it on paper so you can get audit, so you don't get audited. But the reality is, you legally you could buy the house. However, you may have to do a little bit of more. So let me say, okay, I need you to work an extra 200, realistically, an extra 10 hours a week. So then I can see for the last 6 months, you are in preparation of buying a home. So they can literally look at that. So in that 3 to 6 months, if they say, okay, you've been consistent, then they can say, okay, you know what, you've been on point. They may have to ask you to have zero debt. Okay, you're not be able to have any debt at all. So if you have a car loan, that's fine. But credit card debts need to be covered. All those things need to be clean. And usually new immigrants do not have debt. It's usually we that here for many years, we have adapted to the culture of accumulating debt because debt is where the country drives this country. So if you drive as an immigrant, you have a fresh start. So it allows you to literally get in as opposed to get in. So the first thing you see, you need to get a credit card. Just get a regular credit card so you can start showing the payments. So you're making like, you're buying your gas, whatever that is every day, and you just pay it right away. So you're building that credit up. So they see a credit card, they see that 6 months is enough time for them to say you are established enough that, okay, I can trust you. I can trust you enough that you're good enough to get into it. No, it's not. Sorry about that. So what do I say? So I work with a Jewish real estate agent, and for anyone that knows, Bathurst is the Jewish neighborhood. And the reason why is because all the synagogues are along the way. So they have to live close to the synagogues on Saturdays and Sundays, so that they're able to walk to the synagogue and come home. And they're not extensive, they're not working. As we all know, part of Sabbath is to rest. So they practice the rest. However, the way they build the condos, and I would give specifically, there's a condo on Bathurst and Center. That particular condo is, they have over 1,500 investors. They all collect, it's crazy. There's over 200 to 300 people living in there, so we have tenants. Out of these 200, they collect an average of 25 to 3,500 a month. That is over 4 million a month they're collecting. And imagine you're doing that for 25 years. At the end of the year, after all the expenses is paid out, every investor that included, like they buy a share, Every shareholder will collect a percentage according to how much they invested. So if you put 1%, you have a high chance of getting $4,000 a year. The issue with the black community, we don't come together like that. You can't even get 10 of us, what am I saying? You can't even get 5 of us to take a trip to go somewhere. To even think of, okay, you know what, let's all put 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, buy the land, hold on it for the next 5 years, build on it for the next 10 years. This is what those people are doing. So they're growing when they're not working. And that's what real estate do for you. Real estate allows you where you can invest. So there's on the stock market there's something called RICS. RICS is real estate investment opportunities where you can put a share at the end of the year you get back. But you don't know who's running it. So all these Walmarts, they all under an organization because they're paying lease. Walmart don't own the land. They lease the property. So this is why you see after like 10, 15 years of Walmart will move because this landlord is being sold out because I own the land. So if you get into that space of home ownership and land ownership, hold on to it for the next 10, 15 years. Later on, someone could come buy it. You now have the prime crop. The land is not getting any bigger. The earth is not expanding. We're in the same space, the same community, but if we come here, and I wish someone told me that 20 years ago, but no one explained that to me because there wasn't someone that looked like me that was representing me. So if you have someone representing you now that can walk you through the journey, walk you through the process, it is going to be tasking at times, you may feel frustrating, but because it's new to you. Once you do it once, you do it another time, you do it a second time, third time, guess what? No, you don't even need to. No offense, we don't need to be anymore. The truth is, you want to get started.
Yeah.
You do not have to get started today, right? That's what we should say. I don't need to get started today, but you can get started. Get to know where you are now, so you know, okay, in the next year, I'm able to buy. But you can't think, first of all, buying a house doesn't happen overnight. It takes a process. You need to go see the listing. You need to think. You need to get it listed. You need to put it on the market. You need to get permits. There's a whole process. By the time this is why they give a closing date. Because there's a lot going on in like 6 to 8 weeks before you actually close the home. So if you try to buy a home now, unless you have money just sitting there, even if you would not walk into the home tomorrow, right? So start now by assessing your finances, figuring out where you are, so you can say, no, in a year, in 6 months, I can get in. Don't think you're gonna get into a one single home in Toronto. Like, no offense, Toronto is expensive. Toronto have double taxes when you buy a home. There's other things that happen that is very, very difficult. So expand yourself outside of Toronto, go to like London, Ontario. Right now, she has a listing in Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls.
Yeah, those are where the upcoming communities, you could buy a new build, buy and pay over time. You're moving in 6 years to 2 years before you move in. So I would find someone to find where you are and work with her so she can say, okay, today she will connect you with her mortgage agent. The mortgage agent look at your finances and say, okay, where you are right now, you could buy in another 6 months, you could buy in 3 months, you can buy in a year. Thank you.
And I'd like to add to what she just said. Basically, what the whole summary is, you don't have to buy today. I can work with you to put your funds and your planning together. Then we can work together in the future because a lot of us here, we don't work. If we don't work, we can't pay our bills. If you make money, if you want to take out a few dollars to save, after some time, we can be taking that out, keeping it somewhere. At the end of the year, 6 months, 8 months, whatever months you want to wait for, then when the money is okay, it's enough for the down payment, then we look for a home that suits you. Toronto is so saturated, like she said, but we can always go outside of Toronto. Nowhere is too far for us right now. No ways. So, more questions, please.
Yeah, so I'm really excited that, the factors that I thought were even considered 3%, like having a high credit or PR, being a PR or citizen just to buy a house. I'm glad that you can navigate and do those things. So the question I want to ask is, say you have those things, but you don't have the 5% or 10% deposits. Like, is there what is
Like I said before,
houses are expensive in Canada. For most people, they don't have the documentation, they have good credit, but raising the five. So, for instance, if you wanted to buy a $500,000 house, that is going rare to see now in Canada. Let's reduce it. Let's say 700,000, right? 5% of that is about how much? I don't know.
it's about 60 something. About 60 something.
About 45,000. Like, how do I raise $45,000 to put as a down payment? How is there no way around it?
That's our God is not a wretched God. Don't say how can we raise. We can do it. We can. It's very easy.
Was there a way around that I don't have to pay 5%?
There's no way around. There's no way around. Even for a first time home buyer, 5% is what you should put down. A second time home buyer or third cannot put that. You have to put down more than that.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Is there not something like rent to buy?
No rent.
You rent, you pay your rent, and you're paying percent of
Rent
rent to own. Sorry,
rent to own.
rent to own. Is there nothing like that in Toronto?
There is something like that if you go into an agreement with some landlords. Like right now, I have a few property. Hello? You guys hear me? Okay, I have a few property that is not selling. We all know the market is not good right now, it's just picking up. And because it's not a good time for the landlord to sell, they decided to do rent to own.
So can you connect us with that kind of cooperative?
Of course, yes. So rent to own.
Now, rent to own is it a good deal?
Well, I wouldn't say it's not a good thing because you can't live out there on the streets. You need to pay your rent. Wherever you're paying your rent, definitely you're paying over 2,200, 2,300. And if you're paying towards what you're going to own later, why not? Because definitely you need to pay accommodation somewhere.
I think what they're asking is, what is the, what do you want?
Hello?
I think that what they're asking is the intricacies behind it. It's yes or no. It all depends on the person who's doing that deal with, because they can say, okay, for the next 3 years you pay maybe like 1%, but what happens at the third year? If the property went up in value, now you have to basically pay, still have to pay a down payment based on the value that it is at the time, not when you actually got it. So that's where it gets kind of messed up. And it's not very encouraged in real estate because the lender can say, well, you know what, I don't want to sell it, but whoever you're buying from. Yeah, there is an agreement, but you do it privately. It's, and real estate agents don't do that. They don't make money doing that.
That's why we're going to encourage it. We're going to encourage it at all. When you're ready, we'll prepare you to buy your home. When you're ready, we'll buy it for you. Then we know that you are in control. Nobody's telling you what to do. It's better that way.
No, but it's really not. Honestly, it's a very technical process. Yeah, it's a very technical process for the. I tried it before, and it wasn't easy. They couldn't agree on so you have to agree on the amount. Then you have to agree on how much you pay a month now, because now you're telling me I need to pay $3,000, and in 3 years, if the value went from 5 to 600, now you want me to value it based on the 600. No, you don't know what will happen. What if I'm paying all that now at the end of the year, the value plummets to like 400,000? would you still want to sell it to me for the 400,000? You only want to hold it at that 600,000 that you're projected to be. So you as the person who is in the deal, in the home, you could get the one that's unfortunately not get the better end of the price. So that's why it's not very encouraged. It's not something that is done very well in Toronto, in Canada. So there's not a lot of opportunities for it. And if there is, it's a journey.
Okay.
I'd like to take your question, please.
When someone who is working outside Canada, the person has status here, permanent resident, or the citizen, the person buy the house in Canada, and if yes, what like what the person needs to show, how will the person go about it?
First of all, you just said it's you're a Canadian citizen or you're a landed resident. You're entitled to buy a home in Canada.
But I know, like you said, well, you can buy a home, but there are first steps to this.
Yeah, you have your money, you have your down payment, you can buy a home. Even your job is outside of Canada, you're working, you're earning, you're making money. That's proof of funds. That's what they need. You have all it takes to buy a home.
Because usually you pay your earnings to give you a mortgage. Like even if you go to the bank now and you're working in Canada, you look at your earnings and that's what you use to decide the mortgage you give to you. So, yeah.
Yes, they look at your earnings. There's no doubt about that. That's why we are here to work as one. There are some little loopholes, some in and outs that I really would not be able to tell. When I can sit one-on-one, I can tell you, but have your down payment, have your status in Canada, you can buy a home. No matter what, you can buy a home.
Okay, thank you so much for putting that in this. I have a main question, but the first question is, I don't know, maybe just to help just give us a mental respite without I mean, the house in Canada here is like 4 in the US. Why? They say it's less street. Maybe just, I don't know, but maybe you should just share more like this on what you know.
Volume.
But my main question is, second
Yeah.
part of this answer and absolutely. You talked about using your house as for investment, something like that.
Yes.
So just share more light on that.
Okay, what do I mean using a house for investment? If you can raise enough money, you buy like let's say a 3-bedroom townhouse with a finished basement of 2 rooms and 1 bathroom. We all know right now that a 2-bedroom basement rents for like anywhere from 2000 to 2005, and you're living upstairs, and your mortgage is let's say about 4,005 or 5,000. Who is beneath you is paying 2,005? Or let's even bring it down to the lowest, 2,000. And you up there, your mortgage is 5,000. You have a wife, you have your kids, and you guys are working. You're earning probably over $10,000 a month. You're going to be adding only $3,000 to what your tenant from the business is giving you. Then you are able to pay your mortgage. You're not paying the whole money 100%. Is that not a good investment? And that tenant is helping you to get equity in your home. It's building you stronger. When you have enough equity in your home, you can pull it out and go buy another property. And you can use that for investment. Then that investment can be taken care of where you are, your tenant downstairs is taken care of, and you are free. You're not paying any more mortgage. What investment can be more than that?
The question regarding
The first question he asked.
yeah.
Yeah, no. I said no investment can be better than that.
No. He talked about
The
Canada and
right.
America.
Oh, America, okay, sorry, I didn't get that. You know what? I cannot answer America because I'm not an American citizen. I'm a Canadian citizen. And it baffles me as well. When I bought my first home 26 years ago in Mississauga, a swimming pool home, I bought it for $295,000. Yes, that was 26 years ago. But God said, look at that property right now. It's over 2 million. I don't know how it happened. I cannot really compare. Maybe, what I would say, maybe it's because the population is more in America, I don't know. Or Canada is an upcoming country. The world is moving to Canada right now. That's why things are like that here for real estate.
relating to that, it all has to do with the amount of people that lives in the US. I mean, Canada is 30, how much, 50 something million. That's only the amount of people that live in New York. So you talk about 200,000 people, volume versus, demand versus, that thing. I can't remember my stuff right now. Demand versus thing. Like right now, we have demand versus supply. So right now, you can tell there's a huge demand for homes in Toronto. Guess what? It's a seller's market right now.
It is.
They can decide, I'm gonna charge 5 extra, whatever, and there's bidding wars on property. So when you see a home value, when you see a price of 800,000, they're getting offers at 1.5. And people are so desperate to get into a home, they will do whatever it takes to get in. Then when they're doing the comps, like now you want to sell your home in the next 3 months. Your house is on the same street. Because the last 6 months, all the homes were sold at 1.5, 1.3, 1.7. Now you privileged to sell that at 1.5. You could list it at that price. No one is going to question you. There's another part. Julian doesn't know this. In 2001, I was consumer real estate licensed, and I got approached by. Okay, I'm just checking to see who's in the room. I got approached by a non-black person, and the deal was they're gonna approach me, you put your home on the property for sale. We all gonna call and put in an offer. The offer we're gonna put in is determinant on who is gonna get the house. I know I want you to get a house, but I'm creating a pool of people to bring up the prices. And if everyone noticed, that was huge in Brampton. Enough said. So we had a guy who wanted to buy a home, and what we just the list agent told us verbatim, just tell me the number you want to buy it at. Just tell us the number, we will work it out. And this is what's happening. So there's some markets that Julian is not going. Brampton, no. Don't even try. It's not gonna work. That's just the reality. Because they have a strong community. Blacks, we don't have a strong community. So we don't have no one backing us up, no one supporting us, no one looking out for us, and we're alone. So you're the single person in the sea swimming, and then who is on the shore with the raft to take you in? They have a lot of shows on the rafts, a lot of rafts out there. Every Brampton person home, there's a real estate agent that works there. In every single home that owns the property, every single person pays for their kids to pay to go to school. Secondly, they do not study the exams. So there's other things that we cannot give you guys every single thing, because behind the scenes there's other ways that you have to do things to pass it. So don't worry about, don't go online and search. Oh my God, my credit is 500. Oh my God, I can't buy a house. Oh, what am I gonna do? No, don't worry about that. There's a team of people that knows what to do. They're gonna put the numbers together. They're gonna tell you, okay, where you are, what you can do. Because there's other communities out there that have a team of people that's lending that money. The synagogues are giving money to people to buy their home. And they're coming together as one, and they're buying together. So if, for example, you're comfortable, you don't have the 700,000 as you mentioned, maybe 2, 3 people can come together and buy a property. And start off from there. You may have to sacrifice. We are already renting rooms. So what's the difference if you want to put, okay, you know what, I have 5,000, you have 10,000, you have 20,000. You know what, I'd rather pay $10,000, and I know the $700 I'm making paying towards my mortgage. In 7 years, that 10,000 is not 10,000. That is easily 60, 70, maybe 100,000, because the volume of property in Toronto is very strong. And this is why the market in Toronto is so strong. There's only 5 major banks that you work with. In the US, there's so many lenders that would just have a bank. You don't need to go through the process of opening a bank. You can just decide, you know what, I want to open a bank. And then they have other things that they put in place to help people buy the home. So this is why you're able to buy a home instead of money down. Toronto do not do that. Canada is very strict when it comes to that. Because they don't want to, if anyone was there in 2008, they all know the market crashed. Toronto did not crash, and the reason is because they had that security of that 5%.
So do we have any more questions, please?
I think it's quite funny.
Okay, go ahead.
Is it possible to, if you have the money, because I know there are people around the world who have so much money, is it possible to buy off a home, without having to do mortgage?
Absolutely, yes. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. So you want us to close again today?
I wanted to know that because some of the information I have says that, I would say some of the information. Some things I heard, like, no, you cannot pay off, you have to do mortgage, or you have to explain how you got the money, and all of that. And I'm like, a lot of the country I'm from, a lot of people come from those countries with a lot of money and just buy up houses. So I'm wondering, how do you do it?
If you have the money, you can pay off right away. You don't need to ask questions anymore, or that's why I'm here. I'm going to give you, my phone lines are open 24 hours, only when I'm sleeping. One thing I forgot to introduce myself when I was talking, communication is my best quality. With my communication, I don't joke, because I am for my people. I have watched this country grow. I have bought gas here 20 cents. And I cannot be buying gas for almost $2 and my people is not growing. Wealth is power. We have to be on top of our game. Whatever it is, my lines will be open. You guys can feel free to ask me questions. For nothing. Let's grow our community. Knowledge is wealth. I'm here. Thank you. No more questions?
Any more questions?
A quick one, please. If you were to advise your clients, would you advise your client to buy a property right now, or to wait? Or to wait for a couple of months, based on the trend, the real estate?
I'll tell you to buy right now. Right now, because if you have to wait for the rate to be better, houses will be more expensive. You don't want to wait for that.
Yeah, but the rates were more expensive like last year, and it's lower now. Those that bought last year and could have a better deal now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
My research.
Yes, it could.
Yes, but they bought last year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Last year was expensive last year.
Right.
Yeah, but houses are cheaper right now. It went down a little bit because of the interest rate. People are not buying right now. They are scared. They don't want to pay high interest rates.
Oh, so do you see it, going little?
The interest rate is going to go down a little bit. Then the houses are going to be more expensive. So it's better to buy now.
All right.
So on my street currently, I have well over 10 houses for sale. And then I'm wondering, is the world ending? Like, what is happening? Every time I go for a walk, I see another house for sale or sold. So I'm wondering, okay, I guess it's a good time to buy, even if the rate is high. Now the question, what is happening? Like, is there news that we need to know? You guys are the real estate gurus, please let us know. Now the question I have is, in terms of buying an investment property, is there a way around buying it without having to put like 20%? I've heard stories where people buy and then move, and so this is my new primary residence, and then they're able to get a rate of only 5-10%. So is there a way around it?
There is a way around everything. That's why we have to build a stronger community.
I love your word.
Thank you. And you ask why are so many people selling right now? People are scared of the interest rates. A lot of people are paying high mortgages because they want to get rid of those homes and come back to the market when the rates goes down. That's what they're trying to escape from right now. And I'm sure if you look at those properties very well, it must be investment property, correct? The real owners are not staying there. Yes, because I'll tell you the truth, a lot of tenants these days, they are trouble. They are trouble to their landlord because they know tenants have more rights. They're pressing a lot of the landlords down, making life very difficult for them. Living in free homes not paid, giving excuses that they lost their jobs and all of that. And when things like that happen, who suffers? The owner. That's what I'm sure is happening. Are we okay with that?
Okay. Thank you for this. Okay,
Very
so I
much
have a
welcome.
question. Like she was saying that, we cannot compare the population here in Canada to US. Probably that's why the house is, cheaper over there than it is here. So is there ever a time, I mean, you may not know this, but I just have to ask, because right now, when you travel, you're gonna see a lot of places being developed, like homes are being built. And I keep looking at the homes and I'm like, they keep building everywhere, but still houses are not coming down. So does it mean maybe in the future, when Canada has gotten that maybe population, and then there are homes being built everywhere that is ever going to be affordable because it's just so high. So I don't like it's so high, and yet every time I drive, I see new places, they're building new homes all the time. So is there ever a time it's going to be affordable to the ordinary person? Now, affordable just to be able to afford it, but the price not affordable. Well,
You want it to be affordable, yes it will be. But I'm sure when you buy your home and you want to sell it, you make like $500,000 on it, you'll be very happy, right?
well,
Yes, you will. But in America, they don't make that much. They don't make as much as we make here. And I'll tell you this, a lot of people are coming into Canada every day. Go to the airport and see the number of new immigrants coming in every day. Development is just starting here. It's going to go some more, and I don't think it's going to be as affordable as you're looking for. But you'll be able to afford it, but it's not going to be as cheap as you want it. Because when it becomes cheap, it loses its value.
yeah, if compared to the US, maybe a little more affordable or something like
It will be
that.
affordable for us. At least we're affording it right now.
Yeah, like we're even talking about investment properties, at least for some hard-working individuals to be able to afford a home to live in,
Yeah.
first of all.
Yes, you can afford it. You see, that's why Janella said before that we don't have to be in Toronto. Toronto is too saturated. London is there, Niagara is there, Hamilton is there, but these places are not very far. When you go over there, you can afford homes.
Okay, but most of the jobs thrive here. People thrive there in the GTA area. So when you move that far, life becomes very difficult. Like you have to drive hours to come over here to work to be able to afford the mortgage in the first place. So that's kind of a challenge for a lot of people. But I mean, I don't mind going far for me, but for a lot of people, because I've been lucky to like work from home, right? So I can pretty much work from anywhere. But a lot of people, their jobs are around here. So that's the big challenge. That's why people don't want to go that far to buy properties.
Yeah, I know, but there's always a way around it. There's always a way. I don't know if these houses are going to go cheaper. I don't think so. I don't think so. But like I said before when I started, our God is not a one check God. Whatever it is, our God will definitely lift us up to be able to afford whatever we see.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much. So I'm going to leave you my cards, and like I said, feel free to call me. I am more than glad to answer your questions, and I want to be that guy to walk you through. Let's build a stronger community. Let's build a Nigerian community that is stronger, that will look back and will be happy with it. We have children coming up. Our children have to take up from where we started from. Thank you all.